In this video today, I'm unboxing, assembling, and preparing a guide gear tree ladder to get it ready to put on a tree. There's a few extra steps I like to take with all the guide gear stuff, which will make it far outlast the way it comes out of the box. So keep watching and you'll see how I do it. Got another tree ladder here. This thing's been sitting in there in the shop for months. Here it is a week from deer season and I'm just not getting around to putting it together. But in reality, I've got a stand in here that I bought a while back. I like to buy them when they're on sale naturally. So I like to keep one in reserve. Of course, I've always got a climber that I could use, but I like to keep a stand in reserve if I can, because you never know when you're going to either get someplace new to hunt, or maybe there's something going on in the woods and you need to get a stand in another location. So I like to get everything organized a little bit, the way it's going to go together. So lay them all out here so they're all the same. I'll put it together so that the bolt is looking towards the tree. That way you don't have a bolt sticking out here in front of you when you're going up and down. So look at my hands. That's from handling these stands and the bolts. The bolts mostly is where most of it comes from. But if you don't do something with these things, you put them in the woods on a tree, they'll be almost white within about 6 months, because that coating they use on them, it ain't much to it. So what I'll do next is I'll wipe them down with some denatured alcohol, and then I may scratch them up a little bit with a wire brush, and spray some Rust-Oleum on there, some of that flat black, and it makes all the difference in the world in how long they last and not getting chalky, so that you're getting that chalky paint all over your hands or your gloves or whatever each and every time you go up a tree after they've been in the woods for a little while. Put that Rust-Oleum on there, you're good for 2 to 3 years. So that's how I do it. Okay, so today, as you can see, we're out here putting together a set of guide gear ladder, tree ladder, and I'm doing a little prep to it and putting some paint on them, make them last a lot longer. They won't get chalky, paint won't come off. This Rust-Oleum paint works great. It's really worth the extra time and effort and a couple of cans of paint to do this with the guide gear equipment if you're using it. I use these ladders. I've got 2 of these. I don't even know how many sets of steps I've got, and multiple stands that I've bought from them. They got some pretty good deals on them, and they're fairly decent stands for the price. Especially with the stands, the hang-on stands that I like to use. I refuse to buy anything that doesn't have a mesh seat on it now. I mean, that's just the only way to go. The cushions, nah. Go with the mesh seat. You can sit in it all day, no matter whether it's the cheap guide gear or if it's some of the more expensive brands. But if you'll take that guide gear stuff, clean it up a little bit, hit it with a wire brush, and then spray it with that Rust-Oleum flat black enamel, you'll get several more years use out of them. And one thing I do like to do with them, now I just painted these, I'm gonna let them sit out overnight, and then I'm gonna leave them sitting out here and bake in the sun tomorrow. It's Labor Day weekend, so I've got a long weekend. I may decide I'm gonna put the stand up somewhere, but I want it to sit out here and weather a little bit, and I want the sun to bake that paint for me at least one day, maybe a couple. Most likely it'll be several, because I don't think I'm putting it up here. I think I'm gonna hold this one in reserve and have it just in case I need to stick a stand up somewhere in a hurry before the season is out. The season starts 1 week from tomorrow. So if you'll take the time to do this, what you've seen me do in this video, it'll be worth your time and your trouble and a little bit of money for a couple of cans of paint. It will far outlast the way they come out of the box. So give it a try, see how it works for you. And there you go.